One person who has got through is Sarah in Cornwall. Sarah, thank you very much for calling into the show. Are you a first-time caller?
No, I'm not. Well, to your show, yeah, but not to the channel.
Right, well, welcome back. What's your view? How can we get Britain working again?
Well, I really rang up about the comments that you and your panel made on the benefit problem as you all see it, apart from the lady in the middle. I don't know her name. But I'm going to be quite rude, Jason. I don't think you're going to like what I'm going to say, so just to warn you.
Okay.
I don't want you to cut me off, so that's why I'm warning you. In my opinion, you don't know what you're talking about. You're a wealthy MP on approximately £91,000 a year. You said that you have an autistic child, so you understand. You know what it's. You understand. You know how it feels to have problems. But you are on £91,000 a year. So if you have an autistic child, which I don't doubt you do, you can afford to have some care for that child. The single mother or the single father or the low-paid working-class person can't. So it's a completely different scenario. So you can't say that you understand, that you can appreciate. You don't at all. And the lady on the right, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, but I've seen her several times. The lady from the Institute for Economic Affairs. Who pays for the Institute for Economic Affairs, may I ask?
The age-old question, who funds the IEA?
Actually, I don't like your smoke.
Sarah, let me just bring you back onto the point. I mean, I don't know who funds the Institute for Economic Affairs. But what I would say is
this. The taxpayer, so one thing is true, we do not take any money from the government. The taxpayer does not fund the Institute of Economic Affairs.
So where's the house funded?
Sarah, you hit the nail on the head there, which is exactly right. Government ministers and politicians, a lot of politicians, they really cannot sympathise, they cannot emphasise with how poor people are. They really cannot understand how difficult it is for people like single mothers to survive in this economy.
Yeah, exactly. And sorry, Mr. Berry, but you shouldn't even be on. And I'm not trying to be rude to you.
But Sarah, let me just ask you, because I do want to hear from you, Sarah. Sorry.
Come on.
If I can just ask you a question though, because I don't accept. You've asked me several questions. I attempt at least to answer one of them. I don't accept the premise.
I'm finished. I've got some more points actually.
Oh well, Sarah, let me ask you a point then. I don't accept the premise because you're paid as a politician, and MPs are very highly paid. In fact, we discussed the issue of MPs' pay rises only last week. I don't accept because you're a higher paid individual, you cannot understand the challenges that people face.
Well, I do,
because I'm sure, maybe then, Sarah, you wouldn't vote for anyone because all MPs are paid exactly the same. If you don't think any MP, because of what they are paid, can understand how families live in this country, then you wouldn't vote for anyone because we're all paid exactly the same, whatever party we're in.
That's not relevant. I'm not on about what...
Well, apparently it is relevant because you phoned up and said people who earn £91,000 a year cannot understand the challenges that people with children with additional needs, and I started off the show by saying how challenging that is as a parent. So are you seriously saying that if you are paid £91,000 a year, you cannot understand issues that people face in life? Sorry, Sarah, I just don't accept your argument. We are very grateful for you calling in, though.
Speak then.
Right.
Because what I said was it's not relevant what political party you're associated with. I didn't make that point at all, and that isn't the point. And it's not the point...
But, Sarah, I make the point. I make the point. All MPs are paid the same. So if you think that being paid £91,000 means that you can't understand how people live in this country, you literally have no one to vote for, because whichever party you vote for, they are all paid the same. Sarah, thank you for calling into the show. I'm sorry you didn't get all of your points out, but I think you did make lots of points.